Hello, and welcome. We are live. I'm checking all the streams. I'm 1 minute early just to make sure everything is up and running. And if you can see me, hear me, please give me some notice something went wrong.
Streams, I'm 1 minute
Whoops.
early.
There we go. Yes, I am on YouTube. Hello. Acorn John, are you there? Are you watching me? Because I am talking to you. I'm waiting for you. I know you see me and comment often there. So I really appreciate that. LinkedIn, are we hooked up? Let's see. Tap to join. Looks like a big old.
There we go. Yes, I am on YouTube. Hello.
Fantastic. Let's
Acorn
mute
John, are
that.
you there? Are you watching?
Good. So everything is good to go. And I would love you to comment if you can see me, if you can hear me. Today we are talking about when things go wrong or when everything goes wrong. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. And hopefully not everything will go wrong today. So again, welcome to our live streaming survival toolkit for when everything goes wrong. So I'm a little bit nervous covering this topic because, yeah, I feel like I'm kind of inviting things to go wrong, including I'm testing Restream for the first time today. So pretty interested to see how that goes. If you want me to see your name, call out your name, say hello, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know if you can see me, hear me. And in the session, we're diving deep into the essential strategies and tools you need to navigate this unpredictable world of live streaming with confidence and grace. So I see some people coming in. Hello, welcome. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know. I'll call out your name. And as I said before, this is Restream, the first time I'm trying this live. So would love to pull up your comments there. But if you're not able to comment, that's fine too. Because why am I doing this today? I'm talking about this topic, even though it's a little scary, because it's not about if something goes wrong, but rather when. So do you feel me? Do you understand? Drop some emojis, some like, and let me know in the comments, are you streaming? Are you hosting live events? Is this something you're doing? And what are your experiences? And if you think that this is a valuable session, something you can learn from, something you think others you know might appreciate, go ahead and share this. Share this with others. You can share it with the link at the top. You can share it repost it in your feed, and your contacts will see it so that we can get some help out there for people who want to start live streaming. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Elizabeth, brand others to speak up with confidence. I'm streaming live right now from Vienna, Austria. And another thing about me is I am a systems lover. I love systems. And when something's tricky or difficult or has a lot of moving parts, I'm going to make a system for it. And my live streaming journey has been both bumpy and rewarding. And today I want to share what I've learned over the years, both with live in-person events and live streaming events, because when you're dealing with live, crazy stuff can happen. Am I right? Excuse me. Right? Crazy stuff can happen. So I've gone over and thinking about all my missteps, my, as the Austrians like to say, oopalas, my cringe-worthy moments, my deep insights and aha moments. I've put all of this into a system, a survival kit, and I want to give it to you today so that you'll know exactly what to do when things go wrong. Not if, but when. And it's not just go wrong, but just the unexpected happens. Would you like that? Yes? Stick around. Let's get to this together. And I'm just checking because I don't see any comments, and I know last time I did a live session, I saw many comments afterwards. So I'm just going to double check on my second device here, which if you saw my previous video about my flight plan, I do recommend having a second device. Good. And this has closed captions, so you can turn them on. So you can also listen in silence. Mhm. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you have any stories and examples from your own experience, or maybe examples you remember from my previous sessions? Maybe like disconnecting, power outages, uh, the police knocking at my door. Yeah, you remember that? You can drop some of those, or maybe ones you've seen other people experience. Drop some of those in the comments. Drop some of those in the comments. And while I'm giving you space and time for that, I'm going to share a little memory. When I was about, I think in middle school, there was this new book that came out, and I got the calendar version, and it was the worst case scenario survival handbook calendar. And I'm going to show you, I found a picture of it. It's not the year I had it, but whatever. This is the 2007, I think. Yeah, but I had regardless. So this is the worst case scenario survival handbook calendar. And so each week I would get a new tips and guides learning how to survive everything from quicksand to frostbite, falling through ice, escaping a bad date. There were some really funny ones in there, but there was nothing in there back in the 90s. I think it was early 90s, mid 90s. Forget. There was nothing in there about live streaming. So that's why we're here today. And what should we do to answer the question? What should we do when the unexpected happens? So welcome, welcome, welcome. And according to this book, I'll take it down. You probably don't need to look at it for so long. So I'll take that down. And according to this book, the sorry about that. They went out and they asked experts what should you do, and then all the experts agreed. It's kind of genuine good information, but it's also very humorous. But here's what the experts say: 1, be prepared. 2, do not panic. 3, have a plan. And 4, if you can find humor in anything, you can survive it. Sounds pretty good, right? I think that's good advice. Give me some hearts, some thumbs up in the comments if you agree with that, or thumbs down if you disagree. Agree? Disagree? But first, so we want to get into this. We want to think about this. We want to set up our own handbook, not about surviving alligator attacks or quicksand, but rather, what do I do when? Elizabeth, tell me what you did when, what works. But first, let's list out some of those worst case imaginable situations. Like, what are your biggest fears? What is it that you just think, what would I do if this happens? Or what should I do? Or have you been in those situations? Go ahead and let me know. And again, the last time I had a live session, I wasn't getting the comments till later. So please leave comments, even if I'm not seeing them, even if I'm not responding, because I will go back and connect with you. For me, that's what this LinkedIn Live is all about: connecting. Ideally in real time, but we do what we can. I'll give you some space for that. So I can tell you some of my experience, some of the things I've seen, some of my worst fears. We can talk about that. So certainly power outages, like that feeling of what am I going to do, being disconnected, or going through an entire session and not having it recorded. So losing that content, saying something stupid. Getting a nosebleed. I mean, going back to the memory of the calendar, I used to get nosebleeds every time the weather changed. So, yeah, that was tough stuff. Legal issues. What if I say something that gets me into a sticky situation by law, legally? What if I have a breach of contract or something? Or having a guest cancel last minute. We're going to talk to that one specifically because I have a friend who requested that one before the show. So I will speak to that one specifically. What else? Let me know. Drop a comment and I'll do my best to handle them. So now we're going to go into the next section and we're going to get a clear mindset. So take a Deep breath, clear mindset, because we're not under stress right now. So we can think clearly, right? And strategize. Let's strategize. Maybe you've heard the phrase failing to plan is planning to fail. Have you heard that? Yeah? Yeah, I remember when I first heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty insightful. I like that." But but what if my goals and my dreams are so big? What if they're so big that I know I'm gonna fail along the way? In fact, I'm planning to fail along the way. Like, shouldn't I just build that right in? Have you and many companies and groups are starting to do this and fix this into their culture with A/B testing, experimenting, or rejection seeking. I mean, it's crazy, it's hard, but it's possible. And dare I even say admirable? Like, it's a cool idea. I saw one gentleman who had a YouTube channel and he wanted to deal with his risk aversion. He was so afraid of hearing no and being rejected that he gave himself challenges, I think for 100 days. And he went out and asked for things, trying to get a no each time. And so when someone actually said yes and did the thing, he failed. It was kind of funny just to help him get used to rejection. He kept asking for crazier and crazier things. But yeah, super cool stream. I don't have a link for it. Sorry, if you're interested, I can do a search. Good. But how does that sit with you? How does that feel? Right? Planning to fail. Like, wait a minute, what? You can drop some emojis there. What does that feel like? What does that do to your stomach, right? Do you feel it in your stomach? I feel it in my stomach. So, yeah, drop some adjectives or emojis there. And I'm going to show you something because I do believe in planning to fail. This is a picture from my personal collection. This is a picture of me on my wedding day. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because my husband and we wrote our own ceremony. I mean, I did say I'm a verbal branding expert, right? So words are something I care a lot about. So we wrote our own wedding, not just the vows, the whole shebang. And here's one of the lines we said to each other that just it touches my heart, and it's one of my core values. And I might get teary here, so bear with me. But we said in our ceremony, we said to each other, we promise to make mistakes, get hurt, and try again. We promise to be patient with each other as we grow and learn. So, first part again, because I think it's so key. We promise to make mistakes. And I think if you're in trying something new, when you're learning something new, it's about being brave enough to suck at something new. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we get it. And now let's get back to that survival toolkit because I know that's important. I see some of you coming in live. Welcome, welcome. And today we're talking about that survival toolkit because we are planning to fail. It's gonna happen. It's not if it's when. Sorry. And now we're gonna be prepared, and that's what I want for you. So let's go back. I remember that list from the survival toolkit. Let me pull that up again. So this was popular when I was in middle school. It's popular again now. I mean, you can still buy it from Amazon if you're interested. And their motto, their strategy was be prepared, do not panic, have a plan, and if you can find humor in anything, you can survive it. So, what do you think of that? Which parts do you like? Which parts do you want to steal and use for yourself? Or let's say borrow? Borrow and take as an inspiration for your own survival toolkit. Tell me which part is your favorite. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take a sip and hopefully you'll leave a comment so I can call out your name and welcome you. And as I mentioned before, I've created my own ultimate worst case scenario survival kit builder. So for when things are out of control, and you can too, you can use it, you can modify it. There's 4 steps, just like the original one. I made mine with 4 steps that you can use to make your game plan in advance. And I'm going to show it to you, but you're not going to be able to read it on the screen. Yeah, I should have done a different slide for each one. Apologies for that. I will do that next time. Preparation. And I will read them out to you piece by piece so we can get all of that clear. So I'll pull that down and I'm full screen again. Hello, everyone. And let me just make sure for those of you, okay, good. Right, so we're going to go into this and go step by step. And I don't know if you could see it on the tiny screen, but I did use an acronym so that you can help remember this, to trigger the memory. I always love having things to help me remember. I have enough to remember. Am I right? So it's 4 steps. So one is an S for seek. It's seek, SEEK. So one, step back and remove yourself from the situation. So whatever's happening, we're just going to step back from the situation, at least mentally. Okay, this is huge. This is huge because in the face of pressure, maintaining like calmness and composure, it's the true sign or the hallmark of confidence, leadership, and confidence. So we want to resist that urge to get swept up in the drama of the moment, whatever is happening, by taking a mental step back. If you can physically get away and regroup yourself, awesome. If you're running a live session, I mean, I'm not going to go in the other room and like have a cup of tea to calm down. Not the right time. So I'm just going to mentally take a moment and remind myself, in the big picture, I can handle this. I'm going to be okay. De-escalate the drama, calmly redirecting focus and grounding myself in the bigger picture. So keeping that in mind is so helpful. And it reinforces my ability to handle whatever situation's happening. Okay? And this sounds easy, but it can be tricky in the moment, especially if there are other people engaging with you, right? That can be really tricky, but practice makes it easier. So practicing maintaining that calm composure, even under pressure. This is something that I recommend for any kind of interview or interrogation. Please don't be interrogated. Yeah. So this is just a nice calming, centering process. So that's one. S. E. E is explore solutions. Okay, so rather than trying to assign blame or seeking to blame others or figure out who messed up or get stuck in overanalyzing the situation, what did I forget? Why did this happen? How could this be? Focus on solutions, explore solutions. You had a guest that canceled 1 hour before going live? All right, let's think. Okay, plan B. What's another topic I can talk about by myself? What's something I'm confident, prepared with, something I can do on the fly? Maybe a Q&A. Ask me anything. If you don't have an audience to give you those questions, choose a topic. Choose a topic that's comfortable for you, something you want to explore and have just go live. Another example, if I'm kicked out of the event, if it's disconnected suddenly, unplanned, and when would you plan that? Good question. LinkedIn, so this has happened to me, and if I can't get back into the event for whatever reason, LinkedIn has a go live directly on the feed, an instant go live option. So does YouTube, so does many other platforms. And I even have a video about how to do that. I can show you right here. Let me pull that up. So here's a video where I take you step by step through that process about how to just go live instantly. Look elsewhere how to do that, and that's plan. And you can put, and what I've done in the past is I put the link, new location, we're over here now, and bring your audience with you. And also LinkedIn, when you go instantly live, they do push it to your feed. So that's another good thing. So there's always solutions. So that second E is about exploring solutions. Step three. Step three is the second E. I'm not sure how much space I have here. If you're on a phone, I might be off screen. Dear me, give me a comment if that is happening. I apologize in advance. So the second E for seek is examine available information. So we're going to look for what do we have? What don't I already have in my brain? What can I find that's going to be helpful? And here, speaking of helpful, we want to use helpful language and questions to assess the current situation and resources available. If I'm alone in a live stream, like I can't ask someone, okay, where are you? What access do you have? Who's here? Who's available? Excuse me. If I'm alone on a live stream, like right now, I'm not going to ask people. However, I will explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. This happened to me previously, and I was explaining, okay, I'm going over here. I'm going to try linking up here. I'm going to try going live in my feed, just describing the entire process. And then as people were able to hear and comment, they can give feedback. Yes, we hear you now. Yes, you're coming in clear. Yes, we see the link. I just came over. So that feedback is essential, which may not come if I'm not saying anything, if I'm just sitting here focused on the solutions and not speaking it out. So that's a tip that can be helpful in specifically a live streaming situation. Another tip is to have a glass of water because I am having a froggy thing in my throat. What to do about that? But yeah, it's definitely helpful to speak things out. It's helpful for feedback. For example, I'm not seeing any comments till now, and I see there are people in the audience, so I'm really glad you're here. Would love to interact with you, see your feedback, comments, and if I can't see it, I can't do it live, but I will certainly come back and respond to you later. So we're going through the 4-step process. So it's seek, SEEK. So the first one was stepping back, taking space, exploring solutions, examining what is the other information maybe I'm not thinking about, what other resources do I have that I'm not thinking about, if there are other people you want to interact with them at this point. And 4, this is really important, and it links back to the start of keeping a clear mind. Keeping a clear mind. And remember, a calm mind is often the most hours for making good decisions. Right? It's your most valuable resource for making good decisions. When we're caught up in the drama, when there's just so much noise and cloudiness going on, it's really difficult to think clearly, make confident choices, and step clearly forward. Being non-reactive is actually one of the strongest displays of leadership and confidence. So remember, we talked about this before, keeping that big picture in mind. In the big picture, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. This is fine, and maintaining that calmness. So again, the 4 steps, and I can show it in mini version again. There we goes the mini version. And I think that one is better if you're watching on a phone. In the mini version, so that's seek. So stepping back or taking space, explore, examine, and keep a clear mind. So what I recommend for you is to take this and create your own step-by-step plan, your own survival toolkit, right? Because thinking about this in advance, taking those few minutes to prepare and have a plan before you're in a stressful situation makes it much easier. You have something to fall back on, something to practice, something you can lean on with confidence. And by using this, it will not only help you survive things that come your way, but actually thrive. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for you. Of course, I want you to have great, exciting, interactive, awesome live streams, because the better live streams you have, the better it is for all of us, because then it just raises the bar, it raises the level of quality. So, do you want the guide? I am happy to give it to you. Just drop the word toolkit or I want the toolkit. Give me the guide, anything like that in the comments below. Drop me a DM and I'll get it over to you right away. That one I showed the slide of. And I don't have an event planned for next Thursday. I usually have live events every Thursday at 2 o'clock. I don't have one for next Thursday planned, but you know what? Spring is always full of surprises, so you never know. But we do have a full lineup of special guests. The entire month of April is filled, and I have them listed out here. You can see that's the guide. And here's the list. Let's see if you can see it. Wow, yeah, that looks pretty good. And so I'll read that off to you. So April 4th, we're going to be talking about the best content next. Like, what kind of content should I be putting out? How much should be personal? How much should be industry knowledge? How much education, edutainment, what have you? We're going to get into the nitty gritty of that. Oh, yeah, I can see that clearly. Good. April 11th, content creation with Diana, who's also in Austria. Actually, both Richie in the first one, he's a LinkedIn certified expert, and Diana and I are all here local in Austria. And she will be talking about content creation. And on April 18th, we'll be breaking away from the gray and talking about crazy ideas with the innovative Claire Peacock. She is in the UK and she is a graphic design artist. So that'll be quite interesting, something different. April 25th, navigating LinkedIn in 2024 with lead generation powerhouse Simridhi. I'm still working on the pronunciation of your name. Apologies for that. Please give me extra lessons. I appreciate it. And always, 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 if you have questions, ideas, thoughts you want to share, drop a comment, send me a DM. Let's talk. Let's talk. And we are 26 minutes into the session. And I am thankful that you've been here with me today. This has been a really fun session. Excited to give you that guide so that you can fill in. There's blank spaces for you to fill in your thoughts about specific situations, specific ideas, to give you a clear path going forward, because that's what I want for you, so that you don't just survive, but thrive. Yay. And it rhymes. So that's super fun. Great. Thank you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful weekend, which starts tomorrow. Yay.